Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the Real Talk Show. I am your host, Cynthia L. Robinson. I am the visionary of Plans of the Righteous, the Real Talk Show. If you don't know me, I want to take a few minutes just to introduce myself. I'm the visionary. I am the CEO of Plans of the Righteous, which is a faith-based organization. We use biblical principles to create success stories. We publish a devotional planner every single year. This year's devotional planner is destined for greatness. If you have not done your pre-order yet, please do so by going to our website, which is www.plansoftherighteous.com. Also, we launched off a P2S, which is our Prepared to Succeed. It's a group coaching program, and we help faith-based organizations to use biblical principles to create success stories in their business. So if you're struggling with your business, whatever you want to create in your business structure, now is the time. With everything going on in our world and our society, now is the time for you to launch your own business and put in that amount of time into what you want to create for your life and your legacy. Tonight's show is going to be an amazing show tonight. I am super hyped. So do me a favor. If you have not done so already, like the channel and invite someone to be a part of the show tonight. We have an amazing guest. And we both are super hyped. We then correlated and put some things in together, and we coming to you live and hyped tonight. And invite somebody and join us tonight. Listen, Mr. Michael, come from behind the curtain. Join us on the stage. Hello. How are you?
I am so excited to be here. So excited. My heart is palpitating. I can hear boom, boom, boom. I'm so thankful that I'm part of this show today.
Oh, thank you. I thank you for saying yes to for the calls. I thank you for what you're doing. You're doing some amazing things, and I could not go without acknowledging you and showing and letting people see what value you have to bring to this whole world. So
Amen.
I'm just super hyped. I'm super excited. I've been looking forward to this. And I told the people, you and I, we correlated tonight. We put on our hats tonight. Okay.
Exactly.
We came ready, okay? We are representing tonight.
Amen.
Okay, so do me a favor, take a few minutes and introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay, to all the beautiful people who are here, thank you for being here. Thank Cynthia for inviting me. And anytime I open my mouth, people ask me, where are you from? So I'm used to that. Obviously, you are wondering where I'm from. I've been in the US for forever, but the accent never goes away. So I'm comfortable from being asked where I'm from. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, Africa. And most people know Ghana because, of course, Ghana is the first Black African country to become independent. So we have a history. So we are number one in a whole lot of areas. Yeah, so basically I'm from Ghana. My name is Michael Frimpron, forcing, but actually the other F is kind of hidden unless I'm obliged to. Otherwise, I put the middle initial. And I was born on Saturday, so they call me Kwame. I can give you a whole lot of stuff about culture today. Right, so I'm called Kwame because I was born on Saturday. Cynthia, do you know the day you were born?
Of course I don't. I don't know what day. I know the date that I was born, but I don't know what actual date I was born.
Well, in our place, the day you were born is your first name, so it's kind of easy.
Oh.
So if you find out the exact day, I will give you your first name automatically.
I'm gonna go and check it out, y'all. That's my homework assignment. I'm gonna go and check that out. I'm gonna look that up to see what day was I born on.
It's as simple as that. Very simple. So if we have all members of the family born on one day, then there's some confusion.
Okay, now you gave me a good homework assignment. I wasn't expecting that. You're not supposed to be interviewing me. I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but that's okay. I like that. I like that. You're gonna make me look it up. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna let you know before tonight is over. I'm gonna look it up and see what day I was actually born on, so that you can tell me what my name is. Okay.
Well, it's automatic.
Okay.
So everybody knows your first name. Very simple.
Ooh,
Well, I've been in the US. I used to teach at Virginia State University and Virginia Commonwealth University in Virginia, John Tyler Community College, University of Phoenix Online. So I've been teaching all over the place. So I'm a teacher or professor. Of course, they mean the same thing. But I was teaching in Ghana in a beautiful small school called the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, which is a mouthful, it's very long, right? So we call it GIMPA. GIMPA is very popular in Ghana. Yeah, we got so many Americans actually as students and as professors in GIMPA. And if any of you want to go to Africa for an exchange program, I recommend it strongly. It's a good place to be. But right now, I'm in Mississippi, in the quaint little town of Hattiesburg. So that's where we are talking from way down south, Mississippi.
All right, from Mississippi. He's in Mississippi now. All right.
All right.
So I looked it up, and I was born on a Saturday.
Like me, you are Amba.
Okay, I'm Amba.
No, A-M-A.
A-M-A.
You are Amba. Simple.
Oh, Amma. Oh.
Right.
All right, y'all. I just put it in the comments. I just dropped it in the comments. I was born on Saturday, and I am Amma.
So you be called Amma Robinson.
Amma Robinson. Okay. We got some cultural. We had some cultural teaching here today. That's what I like. We went historically. That's what we're talking about. The history, the culture. Okay.
Right.
So now we're gonna get into your book, because you have a book that you published recently.
Right.
And it was during the pandemic.
Correct.
So my first question to you is, was this your first time publishing a book?
No. My first book was published about 12, 15 years ago. So I've had some books on Amazon. They are still there.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, like I said, was published in reaction to the sadness, the pain, the agony of the pandemic. I mean, At some point, we all thought we could be wiped out before they brought up the cures. I mean, it was possible. It's a pandemic after all. So we're all indoors. Our lives were disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So many laws, so many things, and false news, fake news, true news, wrong news, whatever.
They was grasping for anything to help figure this thing out. Everybody, it was everywhere. Truly, we had news coming from everywhere. Fake news, like you said, true news, false news, you name it, we had it.
We had it.
In the middle of a major pandemic. But you found inside of yourself the compassion that you wanted to share with the world. Because this pandemic didn't just hit one state, one country. This hit globally. And it affected lives globally. Lives were lost globally. Things were shut down globally. People lost jobs globally. And you were able to dig down inside of yourself and birth out something that is such an amazing thing. You took our sadness, what was darkness to most people, and you tried to create something to bring forth humor. Now, I know that I've said in the past that your book was a children's book. Is this, in fact, a children's book? And if it is, what age ranges?
Really, it is like a school textbook. Anybody can read it from elementary school, high school to college, because the English is, I would say, contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
Just like reading the news, it's not supposed to be too hard or too easy. So it is contemporary English. So it is not really kids book, not for primary school kids or anything, but it really is a book you will enjoy, because people who enjoy it, and I want people to laugh. The kids were laughing already, so I didn't need to entertain them, right? I wanted the adults who were having a really dark time, see, for them to bring some semblance of smile to their faces. Laughter is medicine, as we all know.
Yes.
Once you laugh a lot, your immune system gets energized. So laughter is kind of shows you are happy. It's
yes.
not really the same, but it's very difficult to laugh when you are in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So laughter connotes a lot of joy. So this book is for you to be happy. And it's designed to be beautiful. I can assure you, this is one of the most beautiful books you can ever see. It has been strategically designed to be beautiful, like a work of art. In terms of the footnotes, in terms of the drop caps, chapters, the chapters are in sequence. Chapter 1 is starts with A, big A. Chapter 2 starts with B. Chapter 3 starts with C. D, all the way. So A, B, C, and these are drop caps, big ones, so you cannot miss it. And the footnotes too are almost like my creation. I wish you see it eventually anyway. They are different. They are not the regular footnotes. They use a stool. I use a stool, and the stool connotes royalty in Ghana. So every page has a colored stool. So page 1, page 2, page 3, and that one is also unique.
Wow.
Uniqueness about the book. And I could go on and on about the attributes of the book. But the most important thing is that it is designed to make you happy.
I love that, because what you did was you brought in different facets of your book. And I say different facets because you brought in the uniqueness of bringing back your culture from your country, and you tied it to today, things that was going on at that particular time. And then you transition it into a form where you try to create something to bring them out of the darkness, to bring forth humor, to bring forth laughter, and to allow the person to come out of that dark place that they probably was in and bring a smile to their face. So I love what you did with your book. You put in so many different components to it that it should be selling off the shelf at this particular point.
Right.
Okay. So
beyond that, the stories are mostly independent, but they're also beautiful. I mean, like they said, it is cultural. The main guy, what they call the protagonist, the main character, is a little guy of about 12 years, and we know all what 12 years are capable of. A lot of things which will demand some discipline. It's that kind of guy. But he's also very witty. So we see the way he transitions from primary school to middle school to high school. And that is part of the book. So you can see how the school system in Ghana or Africa, basically the school system in Africa, how it compares with that of the US in some sense. So it is also cultural. Got a lot of cultural things which will take a little explanation or a little explaining. But once you understand, you just laugh. The whole idea is to make you happy.
So you break it down so that we can understand the whole the cultural aspect of it, and then you break it down so that we understand the humor aspect of it.
Exactly.
Very good, very good. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, how many books have you actually written? Because I hear that you've written so many books. How many books have you actually written?
I have about 4 on Amazon, but I've written so many of them are not on Amazon. Okay, so the ones I can prove I've written are those on Amazon. But I have 3, and they have like the first one has a cute name like The Boy in the Oversized Smock. And I'm wearing a smock. What I'm wearing now is a smock. Okay, it's like a local coach call it smock. So The Boy in the oversized smock. Then the next one was The Boy in the Oversized Coat. See, coat and smock really are the same. The indigenous coat is a smock, which is what I'm wearing, what I'm exhibiting now.
Okay.
And I mean, the boy in an oversized means the thing was actually not his. It belonged to his grandfather. So when he was wearing it, it was kind of scraping the floor when people were laughing. See? Like, what the heck is going on? So, yeah, and the first book is actually a big one, about 500 plus pages. Yeah, that one's a big one. It was launched in Gimpa. I talked to you about Gimpa, where I used to teach, and it was launched by the politicians. So it really was just beautiful.
So all your books, okay, so is the Kojo's Heyday the only book that you have the humor in it, or is it all of your books that you bring forth the humor inside?
All my books, I really want to stick to that genre of making people happy, because we have a lot of sadness in the world anyway. So we have people who have compelling stories. I mean, and they kind of touch your heart. See, I don't want that. That's great. But I think I want to digress a little. I want people to just be happy. I'm not going to use my book to find a cure for COVID or a cure for cancer or a cure for whatever. My book is for you to be happy. Of course, embedded in the book are gems, beautiful things, good advice, good behavior. All those things are there, but they are written with a humor overlay. That's the whole idea.
I love it. I love it. And so are all of your books age-wise for youth at that certain age, and then they can, and going up? So
it is like I said, it is contemporary English. I really don't want to exclude any age range. Like, apart from the very small kids who are under 8, 9, everybody can read it. It's like the news. I look at it like the news. CNN. Who's supposed to understand CNN? Everybody. You don't have old people CNN and young people CNN and middle-aged people CNN. It's all CNN. So those are how I write my books, so that you can read it and pass it on to anybody around you.
Okay. So most authors, even including myself, we go deep into certain things, meaning you have a certain genre that you work with. And what was the compelling component for you that made you say, I want to be an author and I want to write books that are helping people to laugh, smile? What was the component that for you? Because for me, I wanted to write books. I always wanted to be an author. However, I always wanted to write self-help books, but God led me on a different path. The books that I write are not, well, I guess they are self-help, but they're not really self-help. Okay. What I've done is God blessed me with creating this planner that has all these different tools and resources in it. So what was the defining moment for you to say, I want to be an author and I want to inspire people? Where did that come in at? Especially being that you're from another country Well, you started out in another country. You started out in Africa and went to Guyana, right? Am I saying this right?
Ghana.
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 From to Ghana. And then, you've made some amazing strides from those two countries. And now you're here and you're still making different strides and leaving a legacy behind. So what was that component for yourself that made you like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going all in for it?
Well, in the African cultural context, storytelling is part of it. So everybody's grandfather or grandmother is a storyteller. But in school, we had a course called English Literature. I believe you guys have it here, English Literature.
Yeah. English
Literature. Right. And there was one guy called Chinua Achebe, very popular in Ghana, very popular in Africa, I mean. He wrote a book which we use as a literature book. In fact, we read Shakespeare and Macbeth, Chaucer. We read them all because we come from a British background, see, and those things are standard. But Chinua Achebe's book called Things Fall Apart was a must read. And when I read it, it was very inspirational because that was when Christianity came to, how it came to Africa, it was part of it. And how people, white, quote unquote, how the quote unquote, the white people were able to subjugate us and other things. They were all in the book. And it was so good that I said, I got to write. But he wrote many books. We have many authors. So everybody has somebody who inspired you in your field. See, those are my inspirers. Chinua Achebe, and then one lady in Ghana called Efria Sutherland. She also wrote some amazing literature, which we all use in school.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, so you can see where God is leading you when your interest gets to fixated. This is where I want to go. So even though my background is mathematics, I'm a mathematician. I teach calculus and other things in colleges, but I write books. And people say, "Well, would you really write books with your mathematics background?" I say, "Yes, because I love it, and I have been inspired." So I believe that's where I was being led to go, and I have so many stories or so many books which I will publish in a very short time, because they are all at various stages of completion. But I really, 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 really want the American intelligentsia or the students and whatever to turn their neck towards Africa. We have some jewels there, but we need to polish them so we know. Because one guy called Wole Soyinka actually won the Nobel Peace Prize in literature. He's from Nigeria, which means that, but there are a lot of them there, but they all need that kind of attention, which we can all get from the US.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So would you say that you're actually walking in your purpose right now?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. Right.
Yeah.
I get more joy in that than any other thing. The others pay the bills. I mean, you gotta have real job, okay? But then you have your joy.
Well, some authors, they get paid money, okay? Some authors getting paid. You gotta get that right connection. So
right connection, right.
You gotta get that right connection for you to get that deal.
All right.
But for somebody else that's aspiring to be an author, what is it that you can share with them along the way for your journey? Somebody might want to write a book, or somebody might want to be an author. What can you share with them? Because you've had to go from one thing to another thing. You've gone from teaching math. What can you offer? What kind of advice can you offer them?
You see, I've been asked this question numerous times, and I told them, you see, there really is no formula for being an author or a good author. See, there's really no formula, because people have stories, but not everybody's story is good for everybody. In other words, you think this story is compelling, people, it's not. You're not gonna listen to it or watch it or whatever. But if you're walking the path, like you said, that should not dissuade you. I mean, of course, just like any profession, you need a lot of discipline, hard work, focus. Those things come into play. You gotta have the time to collect your thoughts. You gotta be a little bit introverted because most times, as an author, you are thinking of things in your head. See, nobody is telling you that. See, and the difference between maybe I go to fiction and non-fiction. Non-fiction is easier to write because you have leads, you have research. You can look at this book. But for fiction, everything is in your head.
Yeah.
You got to put stuff in your head, and when they are so well formed, you can put them on the ground, so to speak. And sometimes you write it and realize, no, I don't like this. So throw it all away until something resonates. And sometimes it is only you who experiences the kind of joy, and it takes time for you to be able to convince people that this is it. But one thing is, you should never be discouraged by people telling you it's bad work. It's because it's not. Until you get the correct audience, you must have the correct. You can never have everybody as your audience. You cannot write a book to satisfy 7 billion people on planet Earth, but you have a niche. And that's the whole idea. Choose the proper genre. Mine is humor. People are surprised because as a math professor, you are not supposed to have any humor. You're supposed to do the calculations. But that's my joy. And I think.
So let me ask you, okay, because see, your books have humor.
Plenty.
But when you go out, because everybody think they got a little comedian inside of them. Because I swear I got me some comedian inside of me, y'all. I do. But not everybody laugh at my jokes, y'all. So do you feel like with you writing humorous books, would you aspire also, or would you say that you're aspiring to be a comedian as well? Like, how do you correlate the difference between the two? Is that something that you strive for, or is it something that you also do, or it's just simply in the books?
As a matter of fact, I'm not a comedian. Neither am I striving to be a comedian. I'm not going to challenge Chris Rock anytime soon.
Yeah, don't challenge Chris Rock, y'all. No. Please.
I don't want any big thing, but yeah. So no, I'm not striving to be a comedian at all. I want my comedy or humor to exist in my books.
Only in the books.
Something you can pick up and read and laugh, but I'm not going to be there to physically entertain you anytime soon.
I got it. That's awesome. That's still good, because you do still have a lot of people that do write books, humorous books, and they don't. That's not something that's not their ambition to actually be a comedian or anything like that. So you fall in that same category as the majority of the authors that fall into the humor books. So you do fall in that category. So,
well, as a matter of fact, in almost all genres, whether it's romance, you don't have to be romantic to write a romance novel. You don't have to be a macho guy to write an adventure novel. See, everything you do is theoretical. It exists in your head. But then there are people whose job it is to pick up books and turn them into those things. Those movie makers. They will take a book by a wimp, and then who has written about a macho man, and then before we are watching it on TV or on a ice cream. But those people who do the writing may be very anonymous. See, that's the whole idea. You just write a book, and if it turns out great, you are happy. But you can never. It's different rules. You cannot write a book and then try to actualize the book. That is, you have very special people can do that.
And for you've written books that's like 500 and plus pages. Have you ever encountered writer's block?
Oh, everybody does. Everybody encounters, because that's what makes the thing difficult. I mean, you cannot start writing and keep going and going until you finish. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes you might even throw away all what you have written, as you know, because you are an author. You can throw away everything you write, and you know what? I got to start afresh. I've got to wipe the slate clean. No, of course I have. Well, of course it's a good word, but yes, I have.
Yeah. And you know, it's so funny when you do run into those situations as authors, you know, you do run into where you get the writer's block. And sometimes, like you say, it's like, how do you get through? Okay, I got all of this, and now I just can't move forward. And so then you have a book that you have, and you can't finish for a year or two.
Yes.
Until everything else inside of it manifests.
There are some books you really want to shelve and start something different. And it has happened to me. I believe it has happened to you too. And you realize that it's not going too well. And you are spending too much time trying to salvage it instead of starting a new one. But it is very difficult to throw it away. So you just put it somewhere and then start something else. And sometimes the light can go off like a switch in your head and you know how to complete or continue that book. You don't really throw it into the dustbin, but you just let it sit and simmer. And eventually you may get to it. How soon? There's no formula for that.
Yeah. For me, I know for me, I wind up praying. I lift it up in prayer. I ask God, you know, to intervene because I don't have all the answers, y'all. So I have to go to him for him to guide me on this journey because it becomes, I'm not going to say overwhelming or frustrating because it's not, it's actually a release. It's a release of emotions. It's a release of getting something that you have inside of you released out to share with the world. So, but sometimes we get writer's block. You really do. You get writer's block. What's some other things that you can share with the audience about your book? Because you have it broken down into different, is it like a series?
Yes.
I read one of the reviews, and the reviews talked about like it was a series.
The books are very related. Like I said, it's about a life. And the life of this guy or this protagonist is a combination of lives. See, when you're in school, in Ghana, most schools are boarding schools. So you see characters. And this character may have, this boy may have this uniqueness about him. The other boy may have another uniqueness about him. And you can fuse them into one person. After all, it is fiction. Right? You are not really writing a biography or an autobiography. So you can borrow. But at the end of the day, these are observations you have made and put them together. So kind of an amalgam of characters. And then to be this guy.
Very good.
Yes. Yeah, because you meet people and some of them are very fascinating. Some of them are very fascinating. Some of them have only small things which fascinate you, which you want to add to the other one and give it a different name, and you move on.
Okay. So where do you see yourself? Because I'm that person where I believe in visualizing, manifesting, and bringing things forth. What is your next component after this book? Where do you see yourself next? Is there another book coming out? Or last week we talked to somebody and they actually is releasing a screenplay, a movie on their book. So what's your next journey for you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I've been thinking along the same lines. Like I said, I really, at some point, you got to narrow your focus. See, you got to be known for this thing, okay? And I want to be known as an African writer, see, because I want it to have some cultural linkage to the Mother continent. And of course, I can write romance, because romance is universal. You don't have romance only in one country. You can do all that. But you're right. I really want to be able to focus on what I'm doing and see to the next step of if it can be turned into something beyond the book. For example, we have, if I can just digress a little, okay? If you may have heard of a certain woman called Ya Santiwa, she was a queen, a warrior woman, whose life is very similar to Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc is very popular here or in Europe. Ya Santiwa is not that popular. So we have heroes people need to push. We have so many movies on Joan of Arc. We have no movies that I've seen of this lady I'm talking about. So somebody got to do something. And so that is a project I have in my mind, that we can actually manifest these things into something visual. Instead of just, yes. Otherwise, I mean, let's be honest. People don't read as many books as they watch TV these days, right? They don't. Right. So if you can go to the next step, that's very helpful.
Yes, yes, very good. I love it. So we're gonna because we are literally at the top of our hour. We went over a little bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
no, it's okay. It's okay. But I want the people to know how they can get in contact with you. So can you share with us how they can contact you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind even if they want to call me, I can give them my phone number or the website. The one I gave you, there's a contact there too.
Yes.
There's a contact on that website.
And I'm going to drop it in the comments for his website.
Right.
But just go ahead and tell them what the website is so that they can also hear it from you.
Well, the website has about 3 of my books displayed there. When you click, it takes you straight, or the link takes you straight to Amazon. And I mean, for Kojo's Heyday, we have the black and white version, which I actually recommend because the color version to me is too expensive. Because I don't price it, it's Amazon which do the pricing, right? So the black and white is fine. Of course, the Kindle is the cheapest. And I think most people are getting more high-tech or technological, so they like the Kindle one. I personally prefer to read on the computer more than read from a book. Because when I read from yes, honestly. But the same information, but that they are different media. So you can order the colored one, black and white one, or the Kindle one.
Very good.
The Kindle one is very cheap, $4.99. Very easy, very cheap.
It's $4.99.
Right. And the black and white is $8.99. A book, that's the actual book. And that is all through Amazon anyway. They're going to ship it to you. And the colored one, which brings out all the beautiful things I was talking about the royal footnotes, about the drop caps, and the beautiful layout of some indigenous symbols called Adinkra. Of course, if you really want a book of arts, then that one is best for you. And that is $19.99.
Okay, I'm copying the link also, and I'm going to put it in the chat. It's actually already in the chat, okay. But it's at the very top of the chat, but I'm going to actually drop it in the lower part so that they can click on that link as well. And so they can connect with you through the website, and they can also connect order the book from off of Amazon. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm dropping it in the chat for y'all. Woo-hoo. There we go. So we need to make sure we order our copy, and then we have what coming up next.
Well, what coming up next is under wraps, but it's still another book. I really want to surprise people a little bit. Surprises are good, right?
Okay. So you guys, this is actually going to conclude our show for tonight, but I want him to give you guys some tips. I want you to give them something that leave them with something to remember you by, or something that they can carry with them on their journey. So what's a tip that you can leave with them?
Number one is put God at the center of whatever you do. Otherwise, you struggle and you don't make any headway. You don't understand, because you are putting the cart before the horse.
Mm.
So once God is in the center, okay, that's it. We got to do the hard work, but I got to put things in perspective. And of course, putting God in the center means that prayers are very important because prayer is communication. And God doesn't talk to you except through prayer, unless you pray and then whatever happens, happens. So do your part and he will do his part.
Amen. Amen. You got me about to shout up in here. We had a couple of people that dropped some good things in the comments. We had good question, which was based on the question that I asked you earlier. And then we have Mr. Eddie Harris that just dropped in the comment, great discussion. And so we've had some awesome information we got here. So we've had some great comments. You guys, thank you guys for participating with the show tonight. We got to go. We have to go. If y'all don't have any other questions for us, we getting out of here because we overextended our time for tonight. We got to go. So tell the people bye-bye, Mr. Michael.
Okay, bye, friends. Glad to see you. Hopefully we meet somewhere again. Maybe here. Who knows?
Definitely.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for coming on the show. Definitely, you guys make sure you order his book, Heyday, Kojo's Heyday. He's referencing it back to his culture, and he's added in some humor. There is some humorous aspects pertaining to some things some dark places that we went through over the last 2 years. So he has a chapter in there where he added some humor pertaining to COVID. So you definitely want to jump in there and just support, and definitely you want to get connected. I have his, I think I had it on, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. There's his website and his email address. And you want to order his book. It's on Amazon, which is dropped down in the comments. And that is all for us tonight. And I just want to let you guys know that P2S has been launched. We will have the link available to you in the comments here. And you guys can now start registering for P2S. P2S is our flagship group coaching program for those persons that have a business, that want a business, that's struggling with their business. That's what we do. We help you get started with your business and take your business to the next level to bring forth a profit. So you can join that program. By next week, we will have our membership program launch, which is the Legacy Academy, y'all. Woo-hoo! We ain't wasting no time. We're making sure we provide you guys with the tools and the resources to make your businesses be successful and take them to the next level in every aspect. I thank my team for being here tonight, for participating with the conversation. I thank you guys for being here, the audience. But listen, good night, you guys. We gotta go.
Good night.
Good night.